Hey, I figured figured I'd just talk off the cuff a bit about this Eurorack case that I made. Originally, I don't have a lot of footage for it because I wasn't going to make a video about it originally, but after a minute, after working on it for so long, I was like, well, hey, I've been working on this for so long, I've spent so much time. Let's just I'll just make a video talking about it, and maybe you guys make your own cases too because it's really not that difficult. It was a lot less difficult than maybe I originally thought it was going to be. So maybe this gives you a bit of insight, and you can just make your own. So you can see the case there. I'm taping it up because I'm about to what do you call it? I'm about to stain the wood. That's what it's called. I don't know why. I was thinking fill. But yeah, I'm just about to stain the wood. The case itself, I didn't record any of the building process because it was actually a couple months. I actually built the whole thing a couple months and I lost interest, and I just recently regained interest. But it's really just like a 2 foot by like 3 foot slab of like pine wood, um, cut sort of in a. You can pick them up at Menards. I think that it was like $20, and it's not really 3U tall. I think it's a little bit taller because that slant. Um, yeah, it's not. It's kind of deep, I guess, and I don't know. It's really nice. I got the rails from Synthrotech. Really good rails. Really nice guy too. If you get a chance to speak to him, I only talked to him in a couple messages, but he was nice enough to me. And you know, the only complaint I guess I have about the rails really is they might I get I in my experience they're a little tight. I bought these three, and I kind of do have to like spread them apart a little bit, I guess, when I'm putting new modules in and whatnot. But other than that, no complaints. I really like the rails. I didn't put as many of the nuts in there as I probably should have. He gave me plenty. I don't know. I didn't think I would need all of them, which was a dumb idea because if you just fill the rack with them, you don't even have to worry about it. Here, that's the wood varnish I got, or the wood stain I got. And I guess I'm instructing you on how to open a paint can if you didn't already know how to do that. But yeah, I just put it together. It wasn't too crazy. I lost a lot of footage when I did start recording. I was just really unorganized, and the way GoPro organizes files is really strange. Is it even in its own file formatting, the GoPro doesn't keep your recordings in sequential order. So, like, the number system starts with a zero, and then once you hit 11 minutes and 50 seconds, it starts a new recording, and then that recording, the second one, starts with a 1. So now, if you have more than one recording session, um, you have all your first recording sessions together because they all start with 0, and then all of the recording sessions that move over start with a 1. I don't know. It was really irritating because once I thought I have everything, I delete it because it takes up space on my SD cards. See a GoPro. I don't know. I have a GoPro like 5, so maybe that's been fixed. Anyways, the back is not pine. What you're seeing me stain right now, it's particle board, and I have to say that is the ugliest shit. Stained particle board just looks awful. You can see every stroke you make, and I don't recommend that. I do recommend using particle board for something like the back of a Eurorack case, but I don't know. Maybe make a faux back. Like, I don't know, get some vinyl or something. Because, Jesus. This just looked so ugly. Like, I went over it so many more times just because of how gross I thought it was. Spray painting my channel name. Because I'm a real edgy guy. I'm real cool. I do lots of cool things. Like vape. And spray paint stuff. But yeah, I taped it up there just so none of the stain got into those rails, and we're later going to resin the whole thing. That's what my girlfriend is helping me with there. I'm just mixing up that resin, and good lord, this process took so long. The resin I used, I forget what it's called, but you can pick it up in any Home Depot in the paint section. God, it's like 72 hours to dry, and the shape is essentially a cube, so there's like 6 sides, right? Oh, it took so long. It took like 2 weeks, and I just didn't have the patience to record all of it. But I did resin the whole thing. It looks beautiful now. Like, I would not do it any other way, but resining was just such a pain in the ass. So, just look at the resin before you buy it, I guess, and see what the cure time is. Because holy shit, dude. I'm not a very patient guy. So to wait 3 days in between every frickin' thing, I ended up only waiting like a day. And I got a lot of fingerprints. That have cured on my case, which isn't a big deal if that's not something you care about. Like me, I just wanted it to be done. You know, I'm not going on stage or anything. I'm just having fun with this thing I made, filling it with modules and, you know, just playing around. Yeah, just look at the cure time. Get something that's like a day. That's reasonable. 6 hours. Here we're putting in the battery, or not the battery, the studio power bus by Tip Top. I have a lot of complaints about this thing. I just recently watched on Mylar Melodies. If you don't know Mylar Melodies, check him out. His enthusiasm for Eurorack always gets me excited about playing with modules. But they had Tip Top Audio's designer for these modules, or these studio buses, talk about how they were foolproof, and God, that really pissed me off, because I fucked around with this thing so much, and I always put my shit in upside down, and thank God for Mylar's video that shows you exactly what you should do. Yeah, I'm just marking it in. I'm going to screw some holes, put some motherboard standoffs in there. So we'll do that. But I go back to that video so often just because I'm such a nimrod and I always end up doing it wrong. But Tip Top, you know, don't go at the end of... I have to ask Mylar, why the fuck did you have that guy in your YouTube video, dude? Because I feel it's a little audacious to say something is foolproof if it's absolutely not foolproof, you know? This thing is not foolproof. If you notice, those battery things are not, it's not a cover, right? It's not, there's no, like the power cables have locks on them, right? They're not locks, but tabs. So if someone cares, they can put a 10-pin, 16-pin connector down with, you know, a tab that will only, so you can only put it in the correct orientation, right? But no, Tip Top just labeled it, which is fine. You know, it's fine that it's just labeled. But don't call it foolproof, because it's absolutely not foolproof, right? You can still fry your shit very easily by putting it in upside down I'm pretty sure I ran my Sputnik mixer upside down for a little bit just because I'm a freaking idiot. And I'll admit, right, I'm an idiot. I plugged it in upside down because I'm stupid, right? But don't say it's foolproof. It's not foolproof. It's absolutely not foolproof. It is nothing proof. You have to know what you're doing, right? Yeah, I don't know. That just really pissed me off. I don't know why, but it did. Well, I think I have a lot of issues with Tip Top's audio solutions or power solutions because they don't make a kit. Like they do make a kit, but you have to buy the rails and everything. Everything you buy from Tip Top's power lineup, I guess, like from the switch there to the um, power whatchamacallit thing that plugs into the fucking wall, the power supply, right? To the cord that plugs into the power supply, right? The in any other situation, those things are sold together, right? I think it's an IRC cable. The IRC cable and the power supply are sold together, not fucking Tip Top Audio, dude. What the hell? Who the fuck sells all these things separately? And they're all like $70 minus the IRC cable. So you get the power supply without an IRC cable. I super glue those Mobos down just because I wasn't threading them or anything. But anyways, back to my rant, dang it. Who the fuck sells a $60 power supply, right, without an IRC cable, right? A $50 switch, power switch. Here, I'm testing it. I'm testing that. Or no, I'm not testing it. I'm actually plugging it in. And then a $120 studio bus. It just infuriated me that Tip Top Audio was making it so difficult for me to power my system here with their stuff. Also, these. Why can't I screw these down like a regular fucking terminal, dude? Why do I have to break my goddamn nails just to put in power, dude? Tip Top made this so hard. Easily, like, I don't have a lot of patience, so the resining of everything was difficult for me, right? But Tip Top, the worst part about this process was using Tip Top's power solution. Like, I don't recommend you do it. I recommend you find, there's plenty of like kits that you can build yourself. That'd probably be nicer. But God, you can see me struggling here. It was just so frustrating getting this, and it was just this green one too. Like the red one went in relatively easy, but I spent, after I just gave up here, I spent like a good another 10-15 minutes. And you know, call me a bitch, I was a bitch, right? It was hard, but it was hard for me, but I really had such a hard time doing this. Like I legitimately like cracked my nail in half. It's still broken, like trying to get this fucking thing in. My arms are shaking because I'm a little baby boy. But it works great now, and I have to give them credit because this is really nice where you can just have I guess it's just a ground and a 15 volt. That's really nice. It splits it for you. You don't have to fandangle some fucking power supply or anything. But Jesus, just the process was so hard, and the fact that they just have bare headers there. Here's it working. I've got a couple more modules now, but this is it working. I didn't have a speaker at the time either. I'll probably add a photo after this shot of it working with some noise, and you can listen to it. I have a couple more modules too that I can show you, but yeah, my first modules were the circadian rhythm, which does not cooperate very well with the cord, and then that Sputnik mixer. Yeah, great modules, you know, I love them. And yeah, that was my Eurorack case, and thanks for letting me rant for a bit, I suppose. It was really fun, you know. I like making these short little stupid videos, so you know, I don't know. Trying to think of something else to really complain about in these last 10 seconds. I don't know. Whatever. Something about buttons. There's some buttons on YouTube somewhere. Fuck them. Later.